Hi my angel fairies, I hope you guys are having an amazing, gorgeous, abundant day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to, I think, connect with your ancestors, like something like that. I'm going to help you guys connect with your ancestors and get it together because it's time for that. It's time to connect with your spirit guides, and I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you. So yeah, if you guys end up enjoying this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications so you won't miss a video from me. Let's hop into it. Before I get into it though, I do want to let you guys know that since the solar eclipse is happening, I did an entire collective reading for each and every single sign. Check the description box and go over to my Patreon to know more about what this solar eclipse is going to do for you, because let me tell you, eclipse season in general, period, is very transformative. It's very like out of this world, and I'll talk a little bit about that on Patreon. You're going to go through like transformations, stuff going to be super chaotic. Your emotional world is going to be out there, okay? You're going to be having little major breakdowns, okay? But this is trying to lead you to certain situations. It's trying to get you somewhere. It's trying to guide you. And honestly, doing this video during this season is super great because you can have that ancestral guidance to help you down this path. So one tip I really have for this solar eclipse season, especially, this is not what the video is about, but I'm going to help my babies out anyway. One tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you release resistance. You have to allow this tower moment to happen because it's trying to bring you somewhere. And if you resist it, you're not going to be able to get to where you need to go to start your new beginning. So if you want to know more about tower moments and what they are and how to navigate that during the solar eclipse season and what exactly is going to come to you these next 7 days during this season, check the description box, become a patron. And yeah, because I talk about a lot of stuff on Patreon. Like, it gets deep, it gets nice. But let's actually get into the video. Let's actually talk about what we came here to talk about today, which is ancestral connection. So you guys know that I do this. Like, ancestral connection is such an integral part, and it's such a major pull of, what am I talking about? Okay, so ancestral connection is such a major staple and a major part of my spiritual journey and my spirituality. And it can be a major part of yours if you desire it to be. And so ancestral connection is basically you venerating and honoring your ancestors so they can do workings for you guys, spells, guide you down your path, protect you on your path, show you things like what your bloodline is really here for, like show you your path and all that good stuff. So if you guys want to know exactly how to connect with your ancestors, I do have a ebook in which you can do so. And I'm gonna also link that down in the description box. Like, that ebook tells you signs and synchronicities. It tells you the ritual I did to actually connect with them. It tells you how to build an altar. Like, it gives you every single thing in this small ebook. One thing I want to start off with is signs and synchronicities when it comes to ancestral connection. So signs and synchronicities are the ways in which your ancestors connect with you. Some of you guys may have clairvoyance and psychic abilities, which I'm going to talk about and discuss a little bit later. But for those who are still trying to build that muscle, to build that power, you're going to tap into these signs and you're going to tap into these synchronicities. One way that I like to connect with my ancestors from time to time, if I don't feel like I don't want to pull out a tarot card, or I don't really want to deep dive into listening to the yeses and the nos, or deep dive into listening to an entire conversation that they're trying to have with me, I ask them, okay, what has happened, like a yes or no question, or a question that I can answer with 2 answers I come up with. And so I do this through angel numbers. I say, okay, ancestors, if I'm going to get some money today, show me 111. And if I'm not, show me 555. And whenever I see one number first, that is the answer to my inquiry. So if you're trying to build that connection with your ancestors, I highly recommend you start off with something like that. Starting off with simple questions as yes or no. And even simple questions about themselves. You don't always have to ask about your path and what you want and what you need. That can also be used for getting to know them. And I feel like a lot of people get scared because they don't know their ancestors. I'm like, if they want to connect with you, they are, regardless if you know them or not. And you're also going to be able to learn about them because you can ask them. That's what building a relationship with your ancestors is. Another sign that your ancestors, or another tool, another vessel, that's the word I want to say. Another vessel your ancestors use in order to connect with you guys besides you yourself, they also connect with you through animals. So I know, like, cardinals for me, like red cardinals signify good luck. Sometimes they connect with you through bugs. Sometimes they show you like an animal. They show you something that kind of really resonates to what you're living right now, and then you can go and Google and search up, okay, what does this animal mean, and see how it resonates to your current predicament. And that's going to help you with anything you need to do in this moment. Another way they like to connect with you guys is through tarot readings or runes or pendulums. So if you have any of those mediums and you do any divination like that, that's one way your ancestors can connect with you in this moment. So signs and synchronicities is how you can connect with your ancestors, and you have to be aware of the signs. You have to be aware of the synchronicities, and not aware in the sense that you kind of tap into mild spiritual psychosis where you're just trying to look for any answer and trying to force answers. The answers will come to you naturally. They will come to you through ease. And I feel like one thing you also have to do is make sure you ground yourself. So make sure you're meditating, you're connecting with yourself, you're securing, you're trusting in yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself and if you're not grounded, it's going to be very hard to listen to and accept and receive the guidance that your ancestors are trying to give to you, because you don't trust them and you don't trust yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, you don't trust them. So they can't give you accurate guidance because you're not listening. You probably like, okay, is this my mind? Is this my intrusive thoughts? Or is this really my ancestors? So make sure you ground yourself and keep that as something that is really a priority in your life. Another thing I really want to talk about when it comes to ancestral connection is, how do you know it's them? A lot of times. Oh, no. This is how you typically know when it's them, or this is how you would know it was them. Let me not say typically, because this is how I know it's them. So I feel like a lot of people have trouble, especially when it comes to clairvoyant abilities, when they have like abilities such as clairaudience, or there's another one, but I forgot what it was. Any of the clairaudient abilities or clairvoyant abilities. People have trouble deciphering when it's their ancestors and when it's them and their higher self and intrusive thoughts. You have to get used, and you got to practice detailing and becoming aware of who is who within your mind. And one way you're going to be able to do that is grounding yourself. That's why we say meditate. That's why we say get into this action of trusting yourself, of being secure in yourself, because it's from that trust that is going to help you decipher the energies within you. It's going to help you decipher your higher self. It's going to help you decipher when it takes a little round trip around your mind. It's going to help you decipher your trust and your intuition. It's going to help you decipher your ancestors or your spirit guides. So tap into meditating and grounding yourself and listening to what's inside of you, listening to the energies, the voices in your head. Like, get to know each and every one of them. I know for me, when it's my ancestors, one, I ask a question and they answer. Two, it's a energy that's about them. I know that when it's like very like stern, or when it's very like I got to know them. Like that's basically all I can say. Another thing that really kind of helped me was like, certain advice is advice that like I don't want to take, but I know I need to take. And that's how I know that's my ancestors. Or especially if you get to know them more, you're going to start deciphering, okay, is this ancestor, or this is that ancestor? You will probably get answers that kind of pertain to them. So if you have an ancestor on your altar that you knew in life, and you're asked, okay, what are your offerings is, and you get the answer plums, and you know that ancestor really liked plums, that is your ancestor. So getting to know them, getting to know yourself, trusting in your intuition, trusting in yourself, that's going to help you decipher who is who, and decipher when it's your ancestors and when it's your intrusive thoughts. Because your ancestors sound very secure. They sound like it's like a foreign entity, but it's not a foreign entity in your brain. They're like, okay, I'm here, how you doing? That's how the energy kind of feels. Lastly, what I want to talk about is how to actually listen to your guides. Right? So you just can't get the information and not implement it. A lot of y'all do that. Me too. Okay, I'm not exempt from this. I am not, on the other side of it. Sometimes I don't listen to my ancestors because I want a Pop-Tart sometimes. I want a chocolate Pop-Tart and I'm gonna eat it. And they'll let you suffer the consequences. They'll be like, I told you so. let's get back on track. Do you want to get back on track? But one thing you want to do, like I said before, is do yes or no questions. That is going to help you get to know them more, and also going to help build confidence in you to ask bigger questions, and also help you become aware of who's your ancestors, who your higher self, who you are. Another way that they can connect with you and you can connect with them is through dreams. So before going to sleep at night, focus and meditate on your ancestors coming to speak to you. Focus and meditate on you meeting your ancestors in your dreams. I know a lot of people like to do that. My dreams are an imaginative place, okay? That's where my ancestors want to tell me, you know, messages. They want me to be aware of something. They want to tell me prophetic dreams about my friends, and then I gotta go tell my friends what the hell is going on that I'm dreaming this mess. And then they tell me the mess that they went through, and I'm like, okay, babe, you're gonna be good. Like, that's how my dreams are. When I tell you I never have a peaceful sleep, no, I do. I have some peaceful sleep from time to time, but each and every single night I'm dreaming about something. Whether it's good or bad, there's a dream happening. So use your dreams in order to receive guidance from your ancestors, or to get to know your ancestors as well. That's another way you can do that if you don't like to do it in like during the day, in a physical moment. Another way is, like I said before, that I was discussing, is mediumship and psychic abilities. So if you have one of the two or all of that, start using it to connect with your ancestors, and allow that to be practice for you to get to know other people. I know that connecting with my ancestor kind of led me into mediumship, and kind of led me into hearing and recognizing when other people's ancestors come through whenever I'm doing a reading for them. So use your psychic abilities, use your spiritual gifts, and don't be afraid of them, because you can use it for good. You can make sure that nothing else comes through. Like, there are certain rituals. And if you guys want me to do a video on how to protect yourself when you are using your psychic abilities, or when you are diving into that side of spirituality, thumbs up this video. Let's get it to like 200 likes. I want it to be a little ambitious and be like 500 likes. But if it gets to 500, mwah. But if it gets to 200, I'm gonna do that video and get my babies protected, okay? But yeah, use your spiritual gifts. They came to you for a reason. Put it to work. Lastly is offerings and honoring them. When you honor your ancestors, when you give them offerings, they're so grateful. I was gonna be like, they wanna do any and everything for you, and they do. And they're gonna show you so much gratitude because you're showing them gratitude. And make sure when you're doing offerings, you're doing it intentionally, and you're doing it out of love and not to get something, unless you have established that relationship where you're like, you can barter with them. Like, personally, I barter with my ancestors. I bribe them. I do. I'll be like, okay, if I get you coffee right now, if I give you some black coffee and a smorgasbord of fruits, can I get some money tomorrow? And they'd be like, of course. I'd be like, okay, what if I made you some steak, mashed potatoes, and macaroni? And if I do this, if I do an entire 2-hour course meal, I cook for you for 2 hours, can you make something shake for me? Can you make something big happen for me? And they'd be like, yes. Bribe them. I mean, they bribe me. That's the thing. They bribe me. I be minding my business sometimes. And they'll be like, well, if you give us this, you know you can get this, right? And you know I like a bribe. Okay, I love a bribe. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get into it. So I highly recommend you do offerings. You connect with them with that way. And if you don't have a way to do offerings, again, go to my Patreon, because I have some posts up that people who can't, you know, openly connect with their ancestors are going to want to read. But if you don't have a way to give offerings right now, whenever you're eating or you're having breakfast, set a plate aside for them, put some things on it and be like, ancestor, this is for you. Enjoy it, and they're going to come and they're going to enjoy it. Allow them to keep it up for however long they want to. They will tell you how long they want it up if you have that connection. But if you don't, 3 to 5 days is the minimum. Check on the fruit, check on how it looks, check on the offering. If you're seeing it go down, down, and down, they really like it. If you see the food offerings kind of just look like it's zapped of energy and just zapped of life, they loved it. If you're seeing it moldy, they don't really like it, or sometimes they even really, really love it. If you don't see it move anywhere, the drink, if you don't see them like zap the shit out of it, they probably don't love it as much, so don't give it to them. What else do I want to say about the offerings? And people always ask this, how do I get rid of the offerings? Throw them away. Throw them in the trash. You can give them to the earth. Like if it's fruit offerings, you can give it to the earth. If it's like food offerings, give it back to the earth. But if not, throw it away. Especially if you're in an apartment, they're going to understand. They don't care. Do not eat it. If you want to eat the offering, ask them first, because sometimes they'll have a cookie. Like they'll have some Reese's, and I'm like, can I get one? Can I get the other half? And they'll be like, sure, naughty. Yes, you can have it. So, I mean, like, especially if your ancestors are like familial, they're not gonna mind you eating it, but you have to ask first. And don't snatch, and don't be greedy like me, because I'm greedy. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope this resonates and, you know, brought a lot of clarity to you guys on your path and how you want to connect with your ancestors. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for when it comes to your ancestral connection, or what issues or problems you have when it comes to connecting with your ancestors, and I'll answer for the comments for you guys. Make sure to stop by my shop so you can get that ebook. It's called Ancestral Connection. That is going to teach you every single thing you want to know about ancestors and actually how to start that moment. And do make sure you stop by my Patreon so you can become a part of the Patreon family, because I always teach you guys what I can't teach you on here, giving you gifts, spells, intention setting circles on Zoom. Like, we have meetups, we have workshops. Like, come join the Angel Fairy family. It's super fun over there. I love it. I can't wait to start hosting like in-person workshops. I'm gonna start doing that this year. I can't wait to meet you guys in person, so get ready for that. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna let you guys have a fun day. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day and staying here with me. I really hope my little angels, fairies have an amazing, gorgeous, abundant day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, my loves. Mwah.